Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a special City Council meeting for the City of Bel Air Beach, Monday, March 15th. This is the installation of our new public officials. Before we do the Pledge of Allegiance, unfortunately, I did one of these last meeting, and I have to do one this time. We had passing on March 7th of our fellow mayor in the City of Bel Air, Mayor Gary H. Katica, a long-term public official who spent over 20 years in that city, and was a fellow member of the Mayor's Council of Pinellas with me, but had served that city very faithfully for many years. So I'm going to ask that we observe a moment of silence and rise, and then we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, everyone. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Marv Beam.
Here.
Councilmember Dave Gaddis.
Here.
Councilmember Jody Shirley.
Here.
Councilmember Rita Swope.
Here.
Vice Mayor Glenn Gunn.
Here.
Mayor Joseph Manzo.
Here.
And City Manager Lynn Reeves.
Here.
And Councilmember Robin Aki was not able to attend.
Okay, and just let the record reflect that David Gaddis and Jody Shirley are occurring telephonically. The other 4 people are in chambers. Okay. First item is the swearing in of the new public officials. Madam Clerk, you're handling the duties, correct?
Yes.
Turn it over to you. Frank Bankert and Leslie Montero, please come forward.
Would you like to come down with her? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support, honor, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and in the state of Florida, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state and under the charter of the city of Bel Air Beach, and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of council member on which I am now about to enter, so help me God.
And now Marv will come down and I'll put the placards up and they can go up.
You're right.
Yeah, the form of
The next item, will Marv Beam please come to the podium here? Let me do that first, okay? Jody, can you hear me? Jody Shirley?
Yes, I can hear you.
Jody, we have some appreciation by the city of Bel Air Beach for you. I'd like to say a few words, but since you're not here, I'll give you the opportunity if you'd like to come back for the April meeting. We could do this in person if you'd like. That would probably be a better preference, but it's up to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's hard to hear that from you, but I think she's good with it, all right?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jody. So, at our April meeting, we're going to recognize Jody, but right now we also recognize Marv Beam. Marv is a two-term council member for the city of Bel Air Beach. He served initially, and then he was looking at the city and he saw things that he wanted to change some more. And Marv is famous for putting together, I think it's 40 pieces on an agenda items that he wanted to change in the city. In the space of 3 years, he's hit every single one of those with the help of the council here and then people who are on council. He's done a tremendous job. He has really been an example of how to be a council member for all of us. I've enjoyed every minute with you, and we have two things for you. One, we have this placard here, which I'd like to present to you. Thank you for your service. And we haven't prepared it today with Jody not being here, but you can come back also for the April meeting. The highest honor that this city gives is the commendation, and we've only done it once in the 2 years that I've been here. And we would like to honor yourself and Jody Shirley for all the time and effort that you've put into this city. The city's a much better place because of all the time you put in, and we want to make sure that that is commended. So we can come back for us?
Yes, sir.
Great. You want to say anything?
Yes, Mayor, Council, and residents, I'd like to say it's been a pleasure serving the city, and I'd like to compliment the people that have come on the council for taking the time, and I know you're going to be busy. And for the council members that are here, Glenn, and Rita, and Dave, Jody, I'd like to say thank you for all the time you spent here. It's a pleasure working with all of you. And I'm not going anyplace, so I should hopefully stick my nose in the door a few times. And again, Lynn Reeves, I'd like to thank you for all the time you spent keeping me up to date on various things. And like Paul, we both were there. And Patty, that goes for you too. Thank you for all the time you spent with me and helped me through various things for the last number of years. Thank you, everybody.
Glenn, did you want to say a few words?
Yes, sir.
I'll extend that invitation to any other council member if they wish to speak. Go ahead.
Thank you. Just 90 seconds to express my gratitude to Marv Beam and Jody Shirley for their dedication and contributions to the city of Bel Air Beach. Both of you leave behind your own individual legacy. For Marv Beam, his undergrounding, he provided the city with a glimpse of what a premier city can look like. He kind of left us a blueprint and a model for how to go about doing it, and hopefully we'll keep moving in that direction. And for Jody Shirley, she was a guiding inspiration and gave us a lot of vision on how to keep the ship of state here at Bel Air Beach on a level keel and get ahead of this infrastructure issue with the stormwater fees and a path forward for slowing down the burn rate on our reserves and keeping up with the infrastructure. So just great job. Thank you, Marv. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Glenn. Does anybody else wish to speak? Marv, thank you very much again, and we'll see you at the next council meeting, okay? You're going to do some pictures?
I think, yeah.
You got it? Okay, good.
Thank you.
Here, you want this? Mark?
Thank you.
Okay. I want to welcome to my right Leslie Natera at the far end and Frank Bankers. Leslie is returning to us, I think it's your fourth time on council now? Fourth time on council? Fourth time? Something like that, right? And Frank gets his first, so welcome them. Okay, so the next item of business is the nomination and election of vice mayor by ballot. We're going to do voice ballot tonight on that, if it's okay with everyone. Right now, we've had one person. You can nominate yourself, or you can nominate someone else if you'd like for vice mayor. Now, the vice mayor serves in the event that I'm unavailable, or something happens to me permanently, they take over my spot. So Dave Gaddis has expressed interest so far. Do we have anyone else who has interest on the vice mayor's position? Leslie Nataro is raising her hand, so she shall be considered. Anyone on the telephone? We have two people. We have Leslie Nataro and Dave Gaddis. At this point, we go to the candidates themselves if they wish to say anything to us. Leslie's here. We'll start with Leslie.
I have nothing to say. I've been vice mayor before, and anything I can do to help.
Thank you. Does Dave Gaddis wish to speak heard?
Sure. This is my last year of this term, and I'll be honored to step up and assume that responsibility.
Thank you. Would any of the citizens like to speak in support of any of the candidates? King Van Scots. Please come up to the microphone here, name and address, and then say what you wish to say.
Jim Van Swyke, 7th Street, Belmar Beach. I think that the council should vote for Leslie Nataro to be the vice mayor. She is the best support. She is the most experienced. She's attended all the meetings before, and should anything happen to the mayor or he cannot attend, she would be the best to step in and lead to handle the decisions. She's a former mayor and a vice mayor of the city, and she has rapport with all the elected officials in the other cities. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak? I'll bring you back to council if there's any last words before we vote. Go.
I'd just like to say a few words on behalf of Dave Gaddis. I think he's done a tremendous job and come a long ways in learning the ropes of municipal management. He took a lead role with communications. He's moving us forward at a very rapid pace to try to bring us up to speed on remote attendance. And he comes from a very level-headed business background, and I think we can really leverage that kind of intellect and his very level-headed, common-sense approach to getting business done. So, Dave Gaddis has my full support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? I also want to speak in favor of Leslie Nataro. Leslie sat here before I did. She spent, I think, 3 full years as mayor and ran the city, and I've seen her at meetings, and she handled them well. She was former president of the Big C, so she knows most of those mayors are still there. There's a few changes, but I don't think she would feel too, lost with the new mayors. She knows pretty much everyone that's there, and that's part of being a mayor too, is going to these other events. So, Leslie, you have my support. With that, Patty, would you please call the voice vote?
Councilmember Gaddis,
Dave Gaddis.
Councilmember Shirley,
Councilmember Shirley's not on the segment. Wait, Patty. Councilmember Shirley's not.
I'm sorry, Councilmember Shirley, I'm sorry. Councilmember Swope, thank you. Councilmember Swope.
Dave Gaddis.
Vice Mayor Gunn,
Dave Gaddis.
Mayor Manzo,
Leslie Nataro.
Councilmember Bankard,
Dave Gaddis.
Councilmember Notaro.
Leslie Nataro.
Okay, so it's 4 votes for Dave Gaddis and 2 votes for Leslie Nataro, so Dave Gaddis will assume the duties of vice mayor. Okay, so the final item of business tonight, we have consideration of Resolution 2021-02. It's a resolution of the City Council of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida, authorizing signatures which are to appear for all city check and draft writing and instructing any financial institution to accept and certify a copy of this resolution as evidence of legal authority over city accounts and establishing an effective date. The description is that this authorizes the city council members and the charter officers as signatures on our bank account. So first, do I have someone who will make a motion?
So moved.
Frank Reichert makes the motion. I think Dave Gadd seconds.
Yes.
Okay. I'll open it for any discussion. Turn it first to you, Frank.
No discussion.
Anyone else? Glenn?
This is a great opportunity for council members. By signing the checks, it's a very quick glimpse into the finances of the city and an opportunity to ask questions about where the money's going, what it's for, and I heartily recommend that we move forward with this. It's a great opportunity and provides a lot of flexibility to the city staff, saves time.
Something we're doing slightly different, I spoke to the city manager about this earlier, is it used to just be Vice Mayor and myself who would sign these checks. Either he or I had to come in and countersign every check. And as Glenn said, it is the opportunity for us to be a set of eyes and saying what's going on. Never no issues, and that's the way it should be. Once in a while we find a little, check that has to be changed, minor, but there's no problems. But this is the way to see what's going on, see where the money's going, see how things are being handled in the city. This is being opened up now to all the council members, so any council member can be called upon to do this. And it's important to remember that once you sign, the city manager has already signed that check, so once you sign that check, that's it. You're the last set of eyes for Bel Air Beach. So please make sure that, when you get called upon for this, that you review those, like when Glenn was saying, as closely as possible. That's all I had to say. Let me open it up to the citizens. I'm sorry, Leslie Matera.
I noticed on the bottom of this, it says adopted the 5th day of April, 2021.
Yeah, there's a revised copy.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
revise
I'm
it.
sorry. It must not, it probably didn't get at your desk.
The one that I've signed, and that's going to be passed around afterwards when we approve this, most likely, we'll have the correct date on it. They did say that we're going to do it at the April meeting, they moved it forward. Good catch. Any other council comments before I go to the citizens? No one on the phone? Citizens, any comments? Back to council with Frank Banker having the last word. Oh, I'm told a question then. Okay, so this is consideration of Resolution 2021-02, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida, authorizing signatures which are to appear for all city check and draft writing and instructing any financial institution to accept any certified copy of this resolution as evidence of legal authority over city accounts and establishes an effective date. Effective date's going to be today. A yes signature will get this, that we all will be signatures on these bank accounts, a yes vote. Madam Clerk, you have to call this by person, so if you'll call the roll.
Councilmember Swope.
Aye.
Councilmember Gaddis.
Aye.
Councilmember Bankard.
Yes. Aye.
Councilmember Notero.
Aye.
Councilmember Gunn.
Aye.
Mayor Manzo.
Aye. So it passes 6-0. The original copy is with the city manager now, or actually city clerk. So before the 4 individuals here leave, please go and see her to sign it, and then she will get the remaining signatures as soon as possible. That's all we have for today, folks. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So made.
Motion and a second by Frank Bankard. All in favor? Aye. Have a good evening. We'll see you at the beginning of next month.